Hey family, it's your girl Carrie and I'm back with another video. By the title you already see what this video is about, girl. Just stay tuned. Okay guys, so if you are new here, my name is Carrie. I am married and my husband and I are currently expecting our baby boy. I just want to talk to you a little bit about this soft life era, this soft wife era, because that's what's happening for me right now, and I love that for me. And you have to embrace the blessings that God give you and just glorify him and his name, because it shows people how good God is. God is using me in many different ways to be a vessel for him and just display his goodness and his mercy over my life. And with that being said, girl, growing up, I always knew I wanted to be married like most young ladies. And I knew that I didn't want to be anybody's baby mama. I don't have anything against anyone. This is about me. I'm talking about what I wanted for myself. I knew that I wanted a family. I knew that I wanted all of our last names to be the same. I knew what I wanted out of life. Pretty much, I always knew what I wanted out of life. No disrespect to anybody else, but that's not what I wanted for myself. With that being said, that's what I prayed for, and I wrote down, and I used to say, I want to be married by 25, and it's funny because I ended up being married by 25, but now life just looks so different for me now that I am married, and I am embracing this soft wife era, because growing up I went through so much that people don't understand or don't even know. And so when you struggle in life and you go through your struggles, people forget about that. So when you become successful or they see certain things happening in your life, girl, that struggle goes out the window. You remember, but they don't remember. And it's like, for me, I grew up and I had to be so tough, and I knew how to be an independent woman, and I was so girl rough. Like, I didn't need a man, you know what I'm saying? And it wasn't that I was done wrong by men, but it was just a simple fact of how I grew up. And so with that being said, when I met my husband, I met my husband when we were 14, actually, in high school, fresh in high school. And we dated seriously. We played around all through that time, but we dated seriously after high school or whatever. And you know, he been my man. He was my man when I first seen him, and I told him he was my man. But some of my childhood trauma carried over to my relationship. When we started dating, I would be very sweet. He told me, you're very sweet in a text message, but when we get in person, you just this tough, I mean like Eve, rough rider chick. And it was just like, I was so like, you don't realize like how your childhood traumas affect you until it's time for you to love someone or display love to someone, when you really don't know how, because you didn't receive that. You get what I'm saying? So with that being said, I had to break that wall down. He helped me break that down, girl. Now I ain't gonna say cry baby, but I am more sensitive to things, and I thank God for that, because you never know. That's why God has your person picked out for you. We're literally like yin and yang. Like, you never know why you end up with the person or why God chooses this person for you. And it's always for your good, you know, when he chooses them for you, not when you choose them for yourself. And with that being said, now like my life looks completely different. Like, I worked my entire life, and I don't work now, and I haven't worked since being pregnant. I worked up until we were like 7 weeks, and my husband was like, okay, now it's time to sit down. And I just thank God for him, and I thank God for blessing me with an amazing man, because he allows me to be feminine and just bask in femininity and just enjoy certain things that I never thought that I would, you know, like being a stay-at-home wife and eventually a stay-at-home mom. It doesn't mean I don't have things going on my own, but I am not physically clocking in on someone's job or anything like that. I've worked all my life, and there's nothing wrong with that. This is just what my life looks like right now, and God has blessed me with a man that is able to provide for me and our family and our household, and we lack nothing, and that's what the Bible says. And I just thank God for that. And girl, I probably cry every week, but this moment is just so surreal for me, because I never thought, and I always say I would never be a housewife and I would never be this, and I was so tough and so rough because I felt like I had to be, and that's what I saw. And it's like, you can be the strong person, but when it's time for you to be in need, who's going to be strong for you? And that's kind of like the life I grew up. I had to be very strong in a lot of cases. I had to grow up quickly, and I had to learn how to pay bills quick, and I had to learn. I always been grown. And it's like, you know, that really molds you, and that stuff carries over with you, whether you want it to or not. It carries over with you, and it can be a good and a bad thing. I thank God for my strength. I always knew that I would overcome, but I also thank God that he allowed my husband to come in and be what he's supposed to be. You know, the man is the head of the household, and that's what he is, you know. And it has nothing to do with financially or anything, but just the simple fact that he allows me to. I don't have to be so strong. Like, I can't stand when, because a woman went through something else and they had no choice, when another woman don't have to go through that, they make you feel guilty about what you're experiencing. Why? Like, I don't understand that. I don't want to be tough all my life. Like, black women, we are strong, very strong. We're strong black women. I love black women, but we ain't got to be strong all the time. And when you find a husband, when God finds you a husband and he allows you to, you know, just be feminine and be sweet and just, I don't know, relax. Like, it's just, life is just different for me. And so I just wanted to say, like, I am living my soft life, wife life era, and I love that for me. And I would never allow someone to make me feel guilty of enjoying a blessing that God has given me, because we have to stop that. And you should just be happy for that person, because you don't know what your life is going to look like. I thought I knew, and I didn't know, you know. And although, yes, I prayed and I wanted to be a wife, and I said, God, I want to be married by 25, and I literally wrote that down, and I was, but that was according to God's will for my life. I didn't know that. I was just talking, child. I had my life on the whole timeline, and the tables have turned. And it's just, I just wanted to say, like, don't allow someone to make you feel guilty for just, number one, glorifying God and the blessings that he has given you, no matter what that looks like. Like, we are on this earth to live an abundant life as long as we're living righteously and following God and his will and his purpose for our life, and that is okay. And like I said, no one will ever make me feel guilty for doing this. If you stay at home, it does not make you lazy, unless you are lazy. I ain't lazy. I always got it out the mud, and I know how to get it out the mud, and I'm getting it out the mud. I just don't have to work as hard. So yeah, but anyway, if you have a desire to be married, work on yourself prior to, because I did. I had to take time to work on myself as well, to be the best wife or to be the best mom that I knew how to be. And I knew how I wanted things to look for my family and our dynamic in our household because of the things that I went through. So if you're in that waiting season, girl, it's nothing wrong with that. Continue to wait on the Lord, because waiting on him is the best thing you could ever do. His timing is the best timing. So if you are waiting on God to bless you with your husband, keep waiting, because girl, your time is coming. So that's gonna be the end for this video. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and definitely turn on those post notifications. And until next time, family.